And we are recording.
Alrighty. Last time, the party set upon Kitty or was it Kitty or Gillimore?
Gillimore. KDV the other direction.
Yeah, it is. We set upon Gillimore because the sky was falling. Because gravity. Broken. Physics. Bad.
We also had a meeting in a storm.
Yes, had a meeting in a storm with some of the folk from K2's homeland.
Woo! Represent.
Yeah. Yeah. The main thrust of our adventures last week was setting upon a dragon that we believed to be responsible for the gravitational hullabaloo going on in Gillimore. We set upon him, some of the party initially intending to slay the dragon, but they all had a different idea and was like, "Hey bro, what can we do for you this fine day?" And he was like, "Meat and metal, bitches." And so we were like, alright. So some of us went out to get fish, and then K2 became the world's wealthiest miner in all of about 5 minutes, if that.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
The dragon was able to eat his fill, and the party collected copious amounts of graviturgy magic suffused ore that will be put to use at a later date, and much of it will be sold for exorbitant amounts of money. Yeah. Yeah. And that's what you missed on Dollar Store Vox Machina.
And I got the hammer.
Oh yeah, Serenix got very heavy hammer. Go smack. Only she can carry. 'Cause magic. And Serenix.
She a very happy dragon right now.
Majorinix. Anyway.
So yeah, I believe we left off with you guys returning to the boat.
Yes.
Yup. So after your minor detour,
I get
you
it.
travel the you travel the remainder of the day, getting right there.
Oh shit!
So you guys are obviously heading toward Sarnath. Where is it that you would intend to dock at?
Your mom's bedroom.
Damn.
Oh! Oh shit! Fucking got him!
Isn't your people's like base of operations somewhere around here, or am I completely wrong on that?
Completely wrong on that. It is.
I don't like how Joshua said your people.
Your organization.
No, they're based
Plan, as it were.
much further over there.
Is that what that exclamation point is?
I don't know.
Yes. It's
Okay.
It should actually be like here.
I
Technically.
was gonna say I thought they were closer to the city.
Yeah.
All right. So, there was that one port that we docked at in the channel here, the bay.
Mhm.
We could go there. I don't know if there are any ports on the eastern side of the Sarnathi continent.
I think.
I think we went over this last time.
Yeah, I think there are. There's
There
one.
is the small port on the eastern side.
Well, let's go to that one then. We haven't been there yet.
I mean, fair.
All right.
Onward.
Would anybody like to do anything between now and the time you dock?
I would like to spend some time studying the new metals that we've gotten to see if I can ascertain any specific properties that the magic or that the metals have now that they've been suffused with magic.
Oh yeah. I honestly was just still super focused on hammer. I kind of forgot about special metals.
Okay. Yeah.
I
you
figured I'd
can-
be able to, like, sniff it, hit it with a rock, hit it with a different rock, and figure out what's going on with it. I've been a blacksmith for over a century, so I figured I got to know something about figuring out what metal does.
Yeah, we have so many rocks on the ship.
I keep a rock
Hey!
for just such an occasion.
I mean,
Leave my rock collection alone!
I mean, what is ore but fancy rock?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But no, I have a plain rock, a mundane stone, because I need a controlled variable.
No, Serenix just straight has rocks. It's fine.
I have a rock. It's a very nice rock. Do not take. OC, do not steal.
You have many like it, but that rock is yours.
Yes. Anyway, studying metals.
Yep.
Go.
All right.
Hashtag same and then bonky hammer.
You can both.
That's metal with
since you're
bonky
both
hammer.
doing it. You can both make intelligence checks with your proficiency modifier added at advantage.
Okay.
I would love. Oh god, roll 20.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
You loaded, kid. Let me click things.
Okay, there we go. So
It truly just might be faster if you do it for me. I'm not gonna lie.
What's your intelligence modifier?
0, I think.
Yeah.
90% sure that, yeah, we have the
Seven,
same,
10.
which is none.
Maybe.
26
So you got an 18.
for me.
Okay. Wasn't a high DC, so you're both able to sit there and spend a couple of days figuring out what the properties of the magnified ore is. And it's very discreet, but as you kind of fiddle around with the ore, trying to determine the properties, you do notice that sometimes the stones that you're using to interact with it feel lighter or heavier. Sometimes the ore themselves, as you pick up different clumps that are the same size, feel lighter or heavier. Sometimes you bounce or you smack a stone against the ore and the stone just flies off, rebounding away from it as fast as possible. Not very far, but definitely with impact and thrust.
It's vibranium.
Fucking maybe, dude.
Hell yeah. I'm gonna make a whole ass suit of armor out of this.
As for distinguishable properties, it seems to be random. At least in the ore form.
Alright.
Your estimate is if you were to craft something with it with a specific intention in mind, you could do so. Various states of gravity, of course, being... You could create, if you do, like, for example, a weapon, that weapon could have an innate force pushback. So you could hit somebody with, like, a hammer, and it will push them back 5 feet.
I have a beautiful idea.
I have a idea for sure.
Serenix has a gremlin idea.
Yeah.
I know the.
What's
I
your
know the
idea
sound of that.
first? What's your idea?
So, if this stuff can make, like, force-like magic effects, like, would it be fair to say that, like, I could modify one of these things to, or, like, use... I could potentially, like, use, like, ingots made from this ore to make a weapon that could, say, like, do force damage by propelling, or, like, making a projectile out of force magic? Like,
Repeat that again?
okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get straight to the point just to make this easy. I want to make a spear that doesn't have like an actual visible like head, and the stabbing, the piercing, comes from the projection of force from the metal.
It wouldn't function in that way, because that would be more of a magical property.
Dang.
Yeah, you'd have to forge... Like... Yeah, that wouldn't be possible with this metal. You'd have to make a full spear for it to function as a typical weapon.
I got too fancy with it. That's okay.
Yeah.
Guys can dream.
You could make a spear that the actual tip of the spear can be launched from it using gravity. You could do that.
That is, I like that one. Could also be returning if it's magnetic. If it's magnetic, if that's actually a property that this stuff has.
The ore itself is magnetic, yes. Whether it's
Firing a spearhead into somebody's chest and then having it return to the haft does sound pretty cool. Attach a chain to it. You can pull them with. I'm getting so many ideas. I have to start forging.
Shame we're on a boat.
Yeah, but
Good thing I always keep my mini pocket forge with me.
That's not a thing.
Nope, no, it is not.
If it was a thing, there would already be one here.
Mini Pocket Forge, new from Sky Mall.
You said at just to make sure I heard right. You said at times some of the like metal chunks like just stick on magnet like, and then other times it just bounces,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
The ores themselves seem to display all the properties of gravity.
No, you're good. I just wanted to make sure I heard right.
So, question.
Mhm.
Would it be fair to say that I could potentially find the materials to make an ingot on the ship? Because I'm pretty sure between everyone here, someone's got the magic to melt down some ore in a bucket. I just need like some clay or something to make a cast for the ore.
Let me
I'm
check
not
my
allowed to
spell
do
book.
that anymore. I almost burnt their ship down last time.
Shit. That makes sense though. Yeah, no, that's fair. I will respect the rules of your culture.
Oh no, that's not a culture rule. That's a Serenex rule.
That's the
I think
Serenex no
more
rule.
just that's a safety issue thing, not really a culture thing.
Yes.
I will respect the rules of your OSHA compliant ship.
Speaking of which, put a hard hat on.
No, it's
I will not
it's
remove my
more of
captain's hat.
It was more Serenex got in trouble with her mom. So it's a mom rule.
I
Yeah, I
haven't
think
seen
so.
my
More
mother in
important than the brother
over
rules.
3 centuries.
Mhm.
I am sad.
Yeah, you're just gonna have to wait until we get to camp, I think.
Seems that way.
All right. Is there anything anybody else would like to do during this trip?
No, not really.
Josh, quick question.
Mm-hmm.
Roughly, how much time has it been since we first made contact with Salvix's people?
Since you first made contact?
Yeah, when like the first time we went to Sarnath and we first met them.
It has been. Oh, I have to do math. That's why I'm doing a calendar for the next campaign.
I mean, if you just want to like round it up to like 4 months, that's fine.
Rounded
That's
up
an
to 4
oddly
months.
specific number.
It hasn't been that long.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
It's been.
That was a wonderful try, though, Mike.
Thank you.
It's been about a month.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, you wish
Doing.
it was that clone.
Yeah, 'cause you guys were there, and then you went to Cardinals, and you went to Warwick, went to KDVD, and then yeah, it's been about a month.
God, I was hoping at least 2 months.
One can hope.
Alright.
The defeat.
No.
It's like when you got like brownies in the oven and you want to eat them now, but they're still cooking. And it was like, but I want them now. Come on, cook faster. Maybe if I put, instead of having to wait 20 minutes at 350 degrees, I
If I
can
do it
break it up to
700 to 10.
3,500 degrees. It will only take 2 minutes to cook. That's how math works, right?
Yes, actually.
If you just like
Totally.
slap a chicken at like the speed of light, you only have to slap it once for it to be baked perfectly.
That was a very strange example.
It was.
What? You don't contemplate how many times you have to slap a chicken at certain velocities in order to cook it completely?
Like
Why-
a water waste trying to slap
I'm
a
trying to-
chicken.
I'm trying to understand why traveling at the speed of light and slapping it makes it perfectly cooked. Like, wouldn't that just destroy the chicken and also your hand?
No. They would both stay perfectly intact, and the transfer of energy would just only manifest itself as heat energy that transfers perfectly throughout the chicken, cooking it just right.
Mike, you're thinking about this too logically.
I am.
You should have already known with the stupidity of the premise that it was not meant to be a serious statement.
It came from me. Did you really expect it to be a serious statement?
Sometimes, yes.
Fair.
You have your moments.
Yeah, it depends on the situation at hand.
I believe in you.
Yeah. Anyway, to answer your question, Josh, no, I don't.
Okay.
Fucking 3 months. I gotta fucking wait.
What are you waiting 3 months for?
This campaign's gonna be. The campaign's gonna be over.
Yeah, probably. K2's narrative arc completely unsatisfied.
Yeah.
It's okay, Mike. You'll get your clone one day.
I get my narrative conclusion in a fucking OVA that wasn't even released with the main show. It's like, cool, thanks guys.
Hey, the real fans will buy it.
Uh-huh.
The real fans of K2.
Okay. Well, in that case, over the course of the next remaining
Numbers days.
7 days, another week, you arrive at the dock over here.
How
Neat.
many days into that week?
It was
with
a full
me-
Oh,
Hold
sorry.
on. At what point during that week does Salvix get tired of me throwing shit at him to see which one sticks and which one bounces, and he just throws me overboard for a bit?
You wear full plate armor. That's a bad idea.
I feel like day one.
You know where I fucking sleep. I never said I was awake when you throw me over.
Again!
Not sleeping in my fucking armor. Whatever.
Yeah, that's what you want. That's what you want to do to someone who's just freshly sleeping. Throw them into a fucking ocean.
I mean, that's what I would do, but
It's fine.
I mean, I feel like that's just standard operating procedure for Salvix anyways. It's just dealing with Serenix throwing shit at him.
It is. Yeah. Anyways, we get there. Yay!
Hey. Yep, you arrive at a very small dock. It's only manned by a few people that look like they don't really do much throughout the day. As there appears to be various types of board games scattered around the dock. Different games of chess that seem to be finished that are just left unattended.
New one started because the other one wasn't going great.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Baby, would you look? Oh, right here.
Yeah.
Oh, this is why we, Sorry, baby, hold on. This is why we don't come over here a whole lot. Yeah,
Well, I mean,
okay.
for Mercantile Class Vessel, that is a little awkward, but it's fine.
Yeah, I'm thinking I might just have them drop us off here and then have them circle around to the other port. Might stand out a little bit over here.
Yeah, exactly. Because did this ship have like crew from like K2's nation, or was it was just crewed by us?
It was the.
I think this was just crewed by us.
Well, it was the crew
Wasn't it?
that was on the ship, on the old ship.
Gotcha.
They now became the crew of this ship, and K2's countrymen took over the care of the Sarnathi vessel.
More to the question is that the crew isn't just like the Dragonborn of it's not just like the Maravane Dragonborn. It's actual other people.
Right.
So that it doesn't look weird. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so
I mean, yeah, that's an option.
yeah, I think it's the best option. I'll tell the captain just to travel over the Horn of Sarnath, and if we need them, we'll find them at that larger port.
Okay.
Cool. All right. And then on the way to camp.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah, you guys head through the open expanse of the East Sarnathi nation, as there's very little out here. And make your way into the camp. It does take you the better part of a day to travel across the east before arriving in camp.
Makes sense.
Cool.
Mm.
Home, home, home.
Alright.
Yes. Now that we've convened back at camp, perhaps we should actually more directly hammer out what we're going to attempt to be doing.
Yeah, I'd like to get a report from your spy master, I guess. I don't really know what else to call him.
Pawn.
Yeah,
Yes,
Pod.
that works.
See what he was able to find out while we were gone.
Okay. Yeah, then I guess God.
Hello.
Has there been any things of note that Pawn would have picked up on while we were gone?
Yes. So, Pod would have gathered that not a huge, but a small battalion of the remaining guards were pulled from the city to go elsewhere. Pod is not aware of where they went, just knows that they are gone.
Did he at least get like a cardinal direction?
South?
South. Like towards the lake?
Towards the lake.
Okay.
Hmm. I mean, the jungle is down there, and we did potentially release something in there. Do that. Okay.
And these are just city guards or like royal guards?
These were city guards.
Okay.
Pond would have also noticed that a few of the more high-profile members of the Shadows have been seen going in and out of the palace.
Which ones?
Denthanus was one, and then, of course, he was accompanied. Fuck, what was her name? I don't have to pull them up too.
Keontak?
Keontak was also there.
Hmm.
And,
Just those?
Is that the red and the emerald?
Yes.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that was weird. I had to go through like 14 steps just to get through.
Weird.
Yep. Yep. And Sheer was also seen going in and out.
So all three of the Dragonborn.
Yep.
Hmm.
Interesting.
Then maybe in negotiations then.
Maybe. I forget. Is it common knowledge where the prison is?
No.
Was Pond able to find out where the prison is?
Not specifically. Bond was able to narrow down for sure that it is in the slums, but it is in a section of the slums that they call the flooded zone.
Okay. So then, if it's in the slums, then it's gotta be like underground then, or else everybody
Correct.
would see it.
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay,
Yeah, that's why Pond hasn't been able to locate it.
got it. So my theory about the prison being underneath the city was correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool.
Salvix and Serenix, you would know that the flooded zone is not underwater. The flooded zone specifically refers to a section of the slums where people go missing, and the only thing that they typically find is blood.
Mm.
Flooded by blood.
Yep.
It's a grisly metaphor, but it functions, I suppose. Naturally, that would make sense.
Pond will also tell you that the Admiral was also seen back in Summer.
I assume also around the palace.
Oh,
Yes.
How recently?
Came back about 2 weeks ago.
Has yet to leave.
Not that anybody's seen.
And then the shadows, when were they most recently seen?
Yesterday.
So they're probably coming and going from the palace on like a daily occurrence.
Perhaps. That does smell of some sort of accord being struck. Though I don't necessarily think it would be against us, per se.
It doesn't exactly give hope to your buying the shadows plan.
No, it doesn't, but that's likewise fine.
Although, it's just the Dragonborn shadows, correct?
Correct.
Is the leader of the shadows, nobody knows who they are, right?
I do not, at the
Okay.
very least.
I was gonna
I
say,
do not know anyone that does.
if the leader of the shadows isn't Dragonborn, then maybe we could at least buy the non-Dragonborn to stay out of this fight, and so only have to deal with the Dragonborn shadows because they have a personal connection to the Empire, being Dragonborn themselves.
Mm. Even then, I would imagine if they're a mercenary group that... If we cut the head off the Empire, I don't know if they'd necessarily fight to the bitter end to preserve a dying government.
True.
I feel like they'd be a bit more practical than that.
Josh, I have a question.
I have an intro.
So, does Sarnath have like a standing, like land-based army?
They
'Cause
do.
Okay.
The main part or the main problem with their current land-based standing land-based army is that the leader's with you.
Oh, okay. So, like the army that's kind of based around the Meravane family.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
We have one half.
Right.
Yeah.
I was just trying to figure out. I was like, why would they send like city guards if they have an army to send? It's like the army is like who you would send to deal with like threats. The city guard are to just kind of keep the peace of the city.
Yeah.
But I guess if there's infighting going on in the army too.
Yeah. The main army is split in two, so. But it is controlled by the Marivane family.
Yep.
Okay, so see, this is where my confusion is, because when it was split in two, I thought the half that is like loyal to Tarhoon went with him. Did they not? Are they still here?
Hold on. I have to reference my own lore to make sure, because I think there's a confusion somewhere.
Because if they went with Tarhoon, but then all fucking died in Cardinals, then whoever is left here would just be the remainder of the army.
Yeah, that actually would be the case. Is that it wasn't necessarily the army in and of itself. It was more like the family itself kind of split along Fractus family lines, but the army itself, the army as a proper institution, didn't. They are still loyal to the crown technically, and therefore most would have stayed with the Marivane that remains in Zarnath.
Okay, but like, so within that organization of troops, there is differing allegiances where some of them follow the current leader of the Marivane family, and some of them
would have split off to follow Tarhoon, and then form the mercenary company, and then Cardinals happened.
Okay, so they did leave with Tarhoon.
Yes.
All of them.
It's expected that all of them left.
Okay, so what's remaining here is just those loyal to the remaining Marivane and the royal family. So there's not really any infighting going on in the army. They're just kind of like strength, basically.
Yeah, not in the army in and of itself. More insofar as just the Marivanes.
Yeah, the Marivanes
are all kind of conflicted, but those that are here and still are here are loyal to the crown.
All right.
So it's a half strength standing army.
Well, with a majority of the city guards gone, and
was it a majority?
Well, a sizable amount of them.
Yeah, okay, fair.
Yeah. So if a good portion of the city guards are just gone dealing with something to the south, and the Marivane family is kind of in shambles, I think the best course of action is to help Tarhoon take control of his family, thus taking control of the army, and then the only ones we have to deal with are like the Royal Guard and the Shadows.
That sounds about right, yeah.
So, Tarhoon, how do we go about whipping your family to the cause?
That's a good question.
Like, who in your family that would be open to the idea, and who in your family is there no chance in hell we're going to be able to turn, and thus have to disappear? I say with quotation marks.
Well, I tried barking up that tree myself with my family, and none of them seemed to agree to my outlook on the whole situation.
Well, yeah, that's expected. I mean, there's a reason you left, but I mean, like, who, like, are any of them like kind of like on the fence, or have their own kind of like opinion that could be swayed to fit what we're doing here, or are they just all just lock iron for the cause that they decided long ago?
To be honest, I'm sure with a good amount of convincing, you could convince any of them.
Oh shit. Okay, sweet.
But you'd have to be very convincing. Myself, not the most convincing person. Not the most. I'm not really one to threaten my own family either, but.
Well, I mean, you catch more flies with honey than vinegar, so.
Yeah. I think the hardest one to convince would probably be my twin sister.
Sister, you say? No, just kidding.
Feel like all three Dragonborn present just look at K2 like, God damn it. And just varying degrees of emotional reaction.
That just makes Saranax laugh more when she notices their face.
It could also be a risk going to talk to her to begin with.
Well, I mean, any diplomacy with a hostile force is a risk. Even if the hostile force is family relationships. Especially if the hostile force is family relationships.
Yeah. Well, she is the acting commander of the army, so gets a little difficult. Even getting to her, first of all, she would most likely be in the palace.
Sure. Well, maybe it would be easier to convince the other members of your family first, and then we can have one big intervention for your sister once we get the others in line.
It sounds like a fairy tale. She's very much set in her ways, but we never know.
It's worth a shot, I suppose. The more favor we can curry from the families, the better off we can be. At the very least, with a few of them as potential other battlefields. Commander isn't quite the right word, but lieutenants, I suppose. You'll be able to better muster our forces. I suppose we are not necessarily so many that we would rival an army. Even when I have strength. Of course, we're not trying to fight an open skirmish war. Open war, rather. If we don't have to fight the army, that's even better.
This is where real wars are fought. Shady backroom deals and representative lobbying.
Yes, I don't exactly think this is what Dragonmare had in mind when I was raised as his bannerman. But, the more we can reduce the loss of life, the better it feels, at the very least. Even though some may be inevitable. Every life lost in the crossfire is still one that is regrettable. Even if their death does end up serving the cause in some way.
Alright. Time for some political schmoozing, Josh.
Oh, good.
Woo! Political schmoozian.
Maybe it's a good thing Tori isn't here for this.
Why does that woman
Fine.
keep glaring at me?
Alright. What's the plan?
Pick off the Maravane family one by one through shady deals and favors.
Makes sense to me.
So, Josh, do you have a list of the entire Maravane family and who we should start with?
I don't.
Fuck no.
So, how do you want to play this?
Skill, obviously.
Obviously.
I can do skill. I'm good at skill checks.
You are. I'm very proud.
Almost like that's what K2's built to be good at.
Whoa!
I know, who'd have thought?
The diplomat.
What a thunk.
Yeah. K2 doesn't have to lift a finger to cast a spell or do anything. That's, even more power to him. That just means he can go lift a finger to cast a spell somewhere else. Like dropping a fucking meteor on top of the Palace of Worms.
Which is especially funny because technically I don't have to lift a finger to cast a spell either.
True.
Well, that begs a question. Ryan, how many are there?
Pretty sure I wrote in there that the Maravanes are a very big family.
I believe so.
there would already be a few that are kind of not necessarily in Tarhoon's pocket per se, but wouldn't require a whole lot of convincing.
Yeah, sympathizers.
Yes, sympathizers to the cause.
His mom. I just want my family to be together again.
After you kids just watched your dad die and immediately were like, I'm in control. No, I'm in control. Fucking kids. Oh, fuck.
You gotta expand on your lore now, Ryan.
I know, it's just like, how many is enough, but how many is too many?
Well,
But I also don't know how in depth Josh wants to go with this.
well, here, Ryan, pick a max number and a minimum number.
Here, yeah, just min-max this, and I'll ask Rose to pick a number, and we'll go from there. So
Well,
that it's out of all of our hands.
I was gonna roll a dice
Oh, that's
to
fair
get
too,
to
yeah.
get like a number somewhere in the middle. Like,
I would probably say, like, significant members of note would probably be like 20.
20? Okay.
Like, because we don't necessarily have to sway every member of the family individually. It would mostly just be because the Maravanes they're a lot of splinter families.
Yeah, and yeah, like
It's
couple
basically
of
just
them, we have to we just have to convince one, and then like 3 or 4 others would follow.
right. Yeah. I'm just saying, like, as far as like keynote members that need to be either persuaded or otherwise dealt with, like 20.
Oh, okay. So it's bigger than 20, but
Yes.
20 we actually have to deal with.
20 key, 20 key members basically.
Got it. Interesting.
20 is the only ones that matter.
That is a big fucking family.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That's why I had to ask.
No wonder they fucking are a military family. It actually makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Because they themselves are just a tiny military.
Well, they're
Yeah.
It's
fucking
fine.
they're spawning like rabbits because every once in a while, like half the generation dies off in a war.
No. That's only if the war goes really bad for the Sarnathi, which is almost always in some point.
Uh-huh.
Always.
Yeah. These 20 would be various leadership within the army itself and within the navy.
Correct.
Cool.
Which I'd probably say, like, probably 8 are sympathetic to Tarhoon's viewpoint. So we'd only really have to convince 12.
12. Cool.
One of which is, however, Thava Maravane, who is his twin sister.
Twin.
Yes. It is weird to think about twins insofar as, you know, individuals that lay eggs and technically have clutches
like-
instead of...
Does that mean like they were in the same egg together?
No.
Oh.
It was just
what?
a very small clutch.
Oh,
It
okay.
was just the two of them, basically.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah.
That is a clutch.
And this is... Yeah.
I like the idea of 2 Dragonborn coming out of the same egg.
That would be a very large egg. Dragonborn children are not small.
They grow into it.
That's fair.
Once they're outside the shell and getting all of the nutrients and not half of them.
That's fair.
That's why they're slightly shorter than all other Dragonborn. It's just the rest of the litter.
And yet they have all the power.
Yep, that's usually how it goes.
Neat.
Alright, so if it's 12 counting the sister, and we want to get all of them before we try to convince the sister, then that means 11.
Correct.
So again, Josh, how you want to run this? You want me to have a backrooms deal conversation with 11 people? Or do you want to just chalk it up to skill checks?
Yeah, I don't really want to do 11 different role
I
plays.
also don't think Mike wants to do that.
No, I'm
Not
still
not
sick.
as he is right now. Yeah.
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 I don't want to do that because I don't want to come up with 11 different personalities on the spot and names and.
Yeah, because I only had like the heads of the family as relevant NPCs.
I can only think of 5, and that's just stealing characters from Leverage, which is a great show, by the way.
So
Is that
the way
your?
that
Well, there's a whole episode of Leverage where they're like lobbying like politicians, and so like each of them picks a different politician, and all the different politicians are widely different. And there's one guy who's just like, "Listen, man, tell me what you need me to vote for, and give a bag of money in my hand." It's like our fucking government, man. It's awful. Anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll do skill checks. I'd say the 8 sympathizers, because your skill check is so high, they'd be pretty easy to convince.
Yeah, between either K2 or myself,
Yeah,
because we both have high persuasion modifiers.
yeah.
I just bad at words.
I'd say of the 11 remaining, 5 of them would be moderate challenges, and the other 6 would be harder.
Sure.
So
Okay.
we'll do 5 persuasion checks to start for the moderate, and we'll go from there.
Sounds good.
Yes, I figure that Salvix would also be there as part of the levying party. So,
Wow.
which one of us has the higher persuasion modifier, Mike? I
I
have a 13.
have a 6.
You have a what?
16.
Oh shit. Okay. Fair.
I didn't realize your persuasion was that high. You expertise or something?
Uh,
Ah, nice.
I took expertise. I guess. Yeah, technically, if I was making rolls, I also wouldn't need your help because this is assisting my holy cause, which would give me advantage. But either way, I'll give you the help action on these.
Sweet.
Go for it.
That means I don't have to cast a
Do it
spell.
yourself. Well, yeah. Also, again, it makes sense.
Actually, quick question, Josh.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on a moment.
You have 90 seconds, exactly 1 moment.
Okay, never mind. I'll save that for when we get to the hard people.
Fair.
All right, cool. So, how many medium rolls?
5.
5. I'm assuming this isn't like all in the span of one day.
No, this would be over the course of a few
Couple,
days.
3 weeks. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Good.
Yeah, probably weeks at this point, because some of them are in the Navy, so they have to wait for them to come back.
More time passes.
That's essentially what I thought of too.
All right.
We're getting closer to your clone every day.
Yep.
Watch, we're gonna end the campaign the day before the clone matures. Son of a bitch!
Let's break this down into a time scale. So, I would say that the ones in the Navy would take. They come back about once a week. Out of the ones that are in the Navy, I'd say half of them would be in the Navy. So 10 of them. We'll make it easy and say 4 of them were sympathizers, which would mean that 6 of them would be also out there because Thava is not. She's part of the army. So I'd say it would take 1 week each. So it would take 10 weeks for all of them to come back.
Holy shit. Okay, so Josh, here's a question.
Yep.
Because these different meetings are all taking place on like basically different days.
Yep.
It is conceivable that for every single one of these meetings, I could cast glibness on myself, making my
God.
minimum roll a 15 plus bonuses for a total of
31.
Yeah.
which is high enough for a nearly impossible event to happen.
Yeah.
So could I just do that and just auto succeed all of these?
Just obviate the rolling.
Yeah. Yeah. The DC is
Yeah.
under 30. So.
I would like to do that.
Okay.
That please.
Yep. I'd say for the ones in the army, obviously you don't have to wait a week between, so you could do them at any point throughout that time. Effectively, you guys have 10 weeks of downtime.
Yes.
However,
Yeah.
there is a chance that the
It goes
camp
bad.
gets found during that time.
Yeah. Shit goes bad.
I mean, that's
So-
fair.
I'm gonna roll to myself a probability dice
Ooh.
to see what happens during that time, and I'm gonna roll it 10 times for the 10 weeks.
Okay. So yeah, basically just a once a week proc.
Yep.
Wookie.
Solid.
He gets rated 10 weeks in a row. Son of a bitch!
God damn.
I've had my fill of royal blood.
For the first 8 weeks,
Ooh.
Nice.
nothing happens.
Hell yeah.
At least nothing tremendous.
Yeah.
On the 9th week, the camp is not raided. However, a trader comes through the camp.
Traitor!
Yep. A wandering trader comes wandering through the camp.
Tradesman.
A tradesman. Yes, that's better.
Merchant.
A person of interest in the trading department.
Oh my god.
Man, person, money, yes, good, like, have good, give, thank, yes, go away.
Yep. And so if there's anything, he would essentially allow you guys to stock up on anything that you need as far as rations goes. Food supplies, water, things like that he would have with him. So
Gotcha.
if you need any of that, you can essentially refill, subtract the gold for it.
Yeah, subtract the
and-
cost.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
And then on the 10th week, nothing happens.
Wow.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I mean, I guess no news is good news.
Yeah.
Yep. I was rolling it based on the closer to 100, the better the outcome.
Gotcha.
So I'm going to take a screenshot of this.
It's just
Oh.
nothing lower than like a 50.
Yeah.
Oh.
The lowest that it rolled, and Krista will see in a moment here, because I sent it to her, the grand total of all of the rolls.
Sure shit. What?
I wanna
Holy
see.
shit!
I
Yeah.
wanna see.
You can take a screenshot of it and share it.
Hold on, baby. I'm working on it.
So the lowest I rolled was a 40,
Hell yeah.
and so it was really fucking funny. So
Sorry, I had my do not disturb on from my nap.
oh yeah, fair.
So I didn't get the notification. But I'm pulling it up now.
That's
Yeah.
nuts.
It is.
Yeah. Shit.
The grand total.
Oh, did I put that in the wrong chat?
No, it's in the right one. If that's not foreboding, I don't know what is.
What are you talking about, Josh? That's my lucky number.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. That's when we get the end of stage reveal where Mike, where K2 takes off his mask and takes off his other mask, and he's been Asmodeus the whole time.
Dude, do you know how many rounds of the prisoners game in Murder Trivia Party I've won by choosing 666 as the amount of money I take?
Yeah.
Fair.
Because someone always goes higher than it, and then someone always tries to beat
Not
the system.
taking
Well, they try to always beat the system by doing half, doing 500. And it's if I'm right in the middle, then I'll definitely won't be the lowest or the highest. It's no. You want to be halfway through the top half, so the middle quarter.
Yeah, 750.
Or 666.
That's awesome.
It's always so funny whenever people see that.
I mean, funny fact in other translations of the Bible, the number is 616 because in some way a reference to Nero, the Roman emperor.
Oh, okay, sure.
Yeah. At one time I knew why. I don't remember it now. I just remember that part of it.
Is he even the emperor when Jesus was around?
No!
I didn't think so.
I don't think so either. I don't know why I don't know why. I think it's a postscriptum thing. Where it's I was one of the signs is, Nero. And I was okay. There were objectively weirder fucking emperors like Caligula, but whatever.
Anyway. Yeah, so you guys don't even come close to having anybody find the camp during those 10 weeks.
The fucking royal family they're just gonna get tabletop. Just where did this all come from?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, it'd be good to just have kind of a. Can't really put a bug in the palace because that doesn't exist yet.
I could just be there, invisible and flying in the ceiling, just to see what their reaction is.
But yeah, having some sort of surveillance about that to see the movements in and out of, and just to gather information via pawn.
I mean, that's basically what not scrying, but the other spell that starts with a C.
Clairvoyance.
Clairvoyance, thank you. That's basically what clairvoyance is. It's just
That's true.
a camera or bug. The only problem is it only lasts 10 minutes.
Yeah, you need a more permanent effect.
Yeah.
But that's look, man, that's just what we have a whole bunch of kobolds for.
Kobolds infiltrate the service staff.
That's what Pawn Spy Network is.
Hell yeah.
He too is a kobold, so it's yeah, fuck it. Yeah, he's a kobold in a Newsies hat, smoking a cigar at all times.
Newsies hat.
Yeah.
Don't mind the anachronism. Fuck you. I don't care.
Well, I'm just laughing because I picture Sarnath being very kind of deserty, and so kind of having a lot of like architecture based off of like Middle East or African cultures, and
Yeah.
then just like a
Fair.
fucking guy with a newsie hat and a cigar.
I mean,
It's like,
look. I mean, that might be what like the architecture. They're very culturally Imperial Britain.
oh, that's weird.
Yeah, that was the whole point.
Now I'm just picturing London in the middle of a desert.
Yeah,
That's fucking weird.
it is weird, isn't it?
And it also is especially funny. K2 coming from a country based off of France,
Yeah.
and fucking sneaking into this country and causing a fucking revolution.
God damn it, France!
Fuck you, British.
Cool. Mm.
All right, that went well.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah,
Very
we
well.
now have 19 allies
Hell
That
yeah!
was
within the well, technically 20 because Tarhoon.
Yeah.
Allies within the Marivane family.
All right, let's get that blackjack.
Not my intent, but very funny that it worked out that way.
You know,
We
oddly going in our favor. I
well,
won't complain about it.
it would be much more difficult if we did not have our allies on our side.
My plans
Mm.
work when every plan doesn't end with "and then we killed some."
Right, yeah, no, that's fair. I'm not entirely certain how well this is going to go. Not that I anticipate it failing, per se, but I wouldn't necessarily want to be caught unawares in case things suddenly do not go our way.
Oh yeah, like all this kind of like backroom shit. Like this is great, right up until they know we're doing it, and then that's when things are gonna start getting bloody. So
Right,
the
yeah.
longer we can keep the element of surprise, the better. But like I don't expect the moment of
No, yeah, we will not help, we'll
our
not
plan
topple the
coming
Empire with...
out into the open is going to be the day we revolt. I feel like there's going to be a moment between now and then where
Right.
we become too large of an organization to be able to hide anymore, and then it's just picking a day when to revolt.
Want to host an open rebellion rather than fomenting the current instead.
And usually you don't pick the day yourselves. It's usually just a inciting incident where shit hits the fan, and then we see whether or not we've have enough allies to win.
Right. Still not entirely certain on... I guess that would dictate our allies at that point, because I'm not entirely certain how hard the City Guard would fight us. The Royal Guard will, but that's because it is their duty. So I don't know if it will be some... I guess after we make our case against Thava and see if what happens there, we can attempt to leverage lower level bureaucrats and city guard captains, perhaps.
I mean, that's a good idea, but that might be a little below our
Necessary.
our level of things. That might be something to delegate to some of the middle staff to make those connections.
Alright, that makes sense. I can have Pawn and Bishop working on that then.
Yeah.
Right. More just, yeah, us as a entirety, not necessarily us as in our small group here.
Right.
And just, ideally I would like to minimize the amount of lives lost to this. Just because we must overthrow the government violently does not mean we should leave a trail of bodies in our wake if we don't have to.
I agree. It's easier to start a new country when more people are alive and willing to do it.
Correct. Many hands make light work and all. Savage just like lightly pushes Syrinx. Just you be quiet.
You just have to make sure, though, that you don't see a unconditional surrender as a strategic retreat. Because if they see that we overwhelm their forces and just immediately come without a fight, then that just means they're biding their time until they can take back the power themselves.
That would be what I would expect if one of the Rigrions or Semturas was in the throne. I don't think that the Zetrios will give up without a fight.
Well, that's good. Because sometimes you have to crush your enemies in order to protect your revolution from the next one.
Yeah, it's not a task I would necessarily look forward to, but if it is what must be done to secure the future of Sarnath, then it will be done. But we may be getting ahead of ourselves a little bit. We still yet have to fully have the Merivane family within our circle of trust. There's still one holdout.
Alright. Let's go bring that twin into the fold.
Alright. So, for this one, what's your plan to get to talk to her?
Well, we have the full might of the Merivane family behind us. Let's draw her out under the guise of a family meeting. Which will be very confusing for her if she's supposedly the head of the family right now.
Yeah, I mean, the Meravanes would have more isolated fortress is kind of meant more for specialized military training.
Yeah, and I'm assuming like, she's like the matriarch of the family, I guess would be the best word for it. If she's like in charge of both the main house and like the branch families, but like even like a family as large as this, I'm assuming like each branch family has a head of the house, and at which point them together could be like, hey sis, we gotta talk about something.
Mm.
And then she shows up, and it's us. Hey, hi, come talk to us about this thing that we want you to do for us.
Hey, it's us, the Chuckle Fucks, not your family. Haha, we tricked you. But also, your whole family's here to help bully you into submission if necessary.
All right. Yeah. I would say 2 of the Maravanes would volunteer to go talk to her. To convince her to meet up at one of the Maravane strongholds.
Okay.
Ooh, look at us.
Making shit happen.
Alright.
And this is Fava? 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 Okay.
Yep.
Let's make sure I got the name right.
Yep.
Okay. So they come back to camp a few hours later and say that she has agreed to the meeting. And they don't suspect that she expects anything.
Alright.
Alright. One caveat though, we would not be meeting them at our main camp.
Right.
Yeah.
Alright, cool.
Yeah. We're meeting her at one of their.
No, I'm talking about these 2 Maravane.
Oh,
people.
yeah.
They
Gotcha.
didn't come to our main camp to tell us that. He's like,
Correct.
she doesn't suspect anything. Then who's that behind you?
Yeah.
You left them right to our camp. I'm not letting
Yeah.
that shit happen.
No, yeah, exactly. A secondary meeting location.
Yeah, I figured as
To
much.
talk about the 3rd meeting location.
Yep.
Correct.
Cloak and dagger. So it's more cloak and dagger than the guy I played that literally wore a cloak and attacked people with daggers.
Whoa.
Look, man, we have. Yeah, I was gonna say we have safe houses in the city. It's like we have one, which is the church.
We have the church.
Hey, man.
I might have purchased some warehouses in the 10 weeks of downtime.
Yeah, true. Yeah, you could have. Definitely could have done that.
Yeah, whatever you guys wanted to do at that downtime, you could have. Just so you're aware.
Joshua could have forged some shit.
He could have.
Joshua probably did.
If he's here.
He is, and he did.
Ooh.
Alright.
Tell us about the cool shit you forged.
Yeah.
Yep. So, hold on 1 second here. I had a question for Josh. I wrote it down here somewhere, but I think it was lost.
I had a question for Josh. I wrote it down here, but all it says is bees?
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 Yeah, no. That I definitely, first of all, I made that spear with the head that can launch off of it and then return to it through the power of magnets.
Maggots.
Maggots. So where's the... Oh, yeah. So, the question I had was if I were to make like a pair of gauntlets that were like magnetic or something, would I be able to make gauntlets that I could use to like, I don't know, if I were to like trick someone into putting them on, or if I were to like get them onto somebody else's hands, I could have them magnetized together so they're unable to use their hands.
No.
Damn it. All right, we'll stick with the spear for now.
Yeah.
See if I can make it
The main reason for that is I feel like in its own substance it would act more like a repelling magnet than it would in an attracting magnet.
Well, if they were opposite polarization.
No.
I don't know a lot of that.
Wonderful try, love.
Thanks.
Was there anything else?
No.
Oh, okay. I was expecting more
so-
things.
Yeah. I was thinking kind of similar in function, or like operation at least, to the spear, but functionally it'd be different. I'm thinking like a chain whip, where the end of it is some sort of like spiked thing that might also act as like a grappling hook. Well, you can
Okay.
kind of do that with a regular whip anyway, but this
Yeah.
one's like button activated, so it's like magnet launched, so I feel like it's got like better distance or whatever. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah. Why not?
Oh yeah. Then, well, I was thinking some form of like gravity boots, but I don't know if that would necessarily work unless I was on some sort of metal floor, and I don't know that we come across those very often.
Hard to say.
Are metal floors common in Sarnath,
No.
Tal'Dorei?
No.
All right.
Metaphors are not common anywhere in this continent.
Be mostly stone.
That one's going in the notebook for now, then.
Would I be too busy schmoozing, or could I pop in on Thale one day with an idea for him?
Oh, you'd have plenty of downtime.
All right,
And I openly encourage people to come to me with ideas because I would love to make things for people.
Yeah, before we do that, was Sarenix making anything?
He was fixing her armor, so at some point she straight up just kicks him out of her fucking forge. Like, alright, bitch, out. Shit that fits, man.
I mean, are you making new armor or just fixing the armor that you have?
Let's go with new one. It's been a bit.
Grav armor.
Actually, that's what I was thinking. Was like, I wanted to say pneumatic, but I don't think pneumatic would be the correct term. But like, plate
Correct.
armor that is literally, huh?
I said no. Yeah, that is correct. Pneumatic is the wrong word.
Yeah, okay, I was going to say, I thought you were saying pneumatic would be the correct word. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
But, yeah, no, basically the idea is that there's like a frame, like a lightweight frame that the magnet plates stick onto. Then the magnets would, then be placed on, um, giving greater mobility, potentially lighter weight, so it wouldn't necessarily have to be heavy armor. Especially since some of these materials are lighter than their typical variants anyway. So I could look for the ingots that turned out lighter than one would expect.
I mean, yeah, it might not weigh as much, but it would still be considered heavy armor.
Oh. It wouldn't make as much noise because the plates wouldn't move as much. Because they're magnetic.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Well,
basically that's just like mithril plate armor.
Yeah.
I got an idea for cool armor that Cyrenix could make.
Hold on.
Holding. Holding fast like the last ice cube at the bottom of a cup.
Wait, could I make like a Captain America shield?
It's
Like you have
literally
like a bracer that acts as like the magnetic base that it comes back to. You can just like bounce it off.
Sure.
Hell yeah! I'll make one of those for Salvix. And if he doesn't want it, then I'll just use it. Or I'll give it to Darkalion. I don't know if it'd be useful for him, but I'll
No,
give it to him
not.
anyway.
No.
Darkalion cannot use shields and use all his monk shit at the same time.
But like, he can launch it
I'm
and
so
then do
sorry.
monk shit.
I'm back.
Alright, so here's my idea for
Okay.
Cyrenix's armor.
Okay.
It's like a ability to like ramp up the magnetic capabilities of the armor so that it just like everybody's weapons just sticks to her. So like if someone hits her with an attack, they can't attack with that same weapon because it won't unstick to her. So if they don't have more than one weapon, they can't make additional attacks.
Would they have to like make a strength check to like remove the weapon from her armor?
Yeah, it would be like a strength check, but like not many
okay.
people aren't that strong.
That's true. This is the one issue I see with it. Like mechanically, it probably wouldn't happen this way. Like that from a storytelling purpose, I'm gonna bring it up anyway. Like, what if someone like hits her and then gets the blade like in her flesh, but then it gets magnetized and held in place, and one of us has to be really strong to then pull the weapon out of her side so she stops bleeding.
No,
see that
I
being a
pull it out
problem.
myself, obviously.
Yeah,
unless,
she's
it
she's
just kills
strong.
me.
Yeah, that's true. She's strong. Yeah, she's strong.
She's strong.
She's
Salvix is strong.
She's stronger than all of us right now.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
she's stronger than all of us. She's
Well, that's
strong
right.
as
She
shit.
got this. I forgot she got the strength buff. That's right.
Yeah, 20. Yeah. She's at like 25 strength.
So yeah, there you go.
It's,
It's fine.
Yeah.
See, Cyrenix finally got bigger than her brother.
There you
The
go.
only problem is if I just like get got, but
Hey, look! If you get stabbed and it's magnetized to hold it in, that just means you don't bleed out as fast.
There you go. That is true.
That's true. May not be very comfortable, but it will be helpful.
What's the one thing you do? Or the one thing you don't do if you get stabbed and they leave the knife in? Take it out.
Yep, don't take it out. Don't take it out.
And if you do take it out, don't try to put it back in.
Yeah, you gotta cut it out with another knife. You gotta cut around the
Oh,
meat.
of course, yes.
With a bigger, sharper knife.
You have to you have to push it all the way through.
Actually, if you can find like
you
a
gotta
spear
keep
or something to
pushing
push
the
knife
entire
through.
weapon through your body so that you don't like mess up your body on the barbs or whatever.
Oh,
Exactly.
of course, yes. God, through all this bullshit.
Wait, hold on. One last thing. Again, this might be a little too magic-y, but I'm just gonna throw it out there, see what John says, because I really want to make something for Dark Hellion. Like, could I make him, because, like, he makes the punchy. Could I make him, like, gauntlets or something that, like, coalesces, like, gravity around his fist so that his punch hits harder? Just want to let him, like, punch people with space. Bam.
You could make like a fist weapon that I wouldn't say it would hit harder, but it could have gravitational properties.
Insofar as
It could push people. It could, potentially knock people prone. It could.
I want to make him gauntlets that specifically are made to uppercut people 10 feet into the air.
That's also a possibility.
So what you're saying is you just want to make him the 10 rings from Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
So from what I'm hearing, you just want me to knock people up.
Yes.
I'm gonna make you two gauntlets, a gauntlet of pulling and a gauntlet of pushing. So you can pull people close to you and then punch them away.
Pull people close to you and then push them away. The patented prior technique.
Oh, God.
Oof.
Wow.
That's fine. Tori will hear this later and she'll yell at me.
Yeah, I'll figure out the finer mechanics of that later, but yeah, that's what you get. You get force gauntlets.
Anyways, as Saranix was saying,
Yeah, God, can I have fancy fucking fuck you, it's mine now armor?
Fuck you, it's mine.
That's literally all it fucking is. That's my. Nah, fuck you, it's mine now.
Trying to think of the nuances to it. Okay. Yeah.
Yay.
It could be possible.
basically just like plate armor of weapon snaring.
Difference of my character sheets from like one game to the next is really fun because like on my Tuesday game, all of my notes are just full of shit. And then on this one, I get like notes like 3 demons, 19. Like there is no
I mean,
explanation at all.
to be fair, you haven't been playing this character as long.
No, but it's just funny.
It is funny. That is true.
Cause like if someone would sit there and be like, "What do you mean by 19?" I'm like, I don't fucking know. 19.
19.
It had a use.
It says 19. That's what it means.
Whatever.
Oh my god. 19 what?
Yes. I deadass still have no idea what the fuck that was about, by the way. So it's fine.
I still think you were just really happy that you finally rolled a 19. You're just rolling shit for a while. Like, 19, yes! Proof that I rolled it!
Oh, I spelled armor wrong. That's fine.
Alright, so... Can I put forth my idea, or K2's idea, for Fail to make something?
Absolutely.
Alright. So, I had an idea. I've noticed you using a big, like you use like a big chunk of metal to like launch your spear tip, so it has like extra force or whatnot.
Yes.
And I was wondering, what if instead of using one big magnet to shoot a spear tip off, you use a bunch of little magnets on like a crossbow
Mike, are you making a railgun?
to shoot a projectile really, really fast and really, really hard.
Or more correctly, a Gauss rifle.
Keep
To answer
saying
your question,
words.
to answer your question, Ryan, yes.
I know. I figured it out as soon as you said a bunch of little magnets. I was like, this
Yeah, it's
motherfucker.
like you can't fucking bring magnets into D&D.
Without someone trying to make an impact,
Yeah.
a mass driver, a railgun, or a Gauss rifle, or whatever you want to call it.
Right.
There's there's 30 different names for the thing that ultimately ends up with rod of tungsten impaled in your chest.
Yep.
Yes. Yes, I like this idea. I will be doing this. Yes.
30 milligrams of Ritalin and 4 cups of coffee. It's awful.
It was just a mental image I had.
I will help Fail with the construction so that the math is sound.
30 milligrams of Ritalin, 4 cups of coffee, and K2 just got a cigarette. Lit, not smoking it, just lit.
I need to chew on something.
What? Why are you eating a cigar?
So,
Don't worry about it.
this is essentially what, a railgun, you said?
Yeah, basically we made we
Effectively.
want to make a railgun out of magnets.
Yeah, this one is going to require a check.
Oh, yeah. So, what type of check? Would this be like a smithing check or like a science check from me to make sure it works?
It's going to be a variety of 3 checks.
Okay.
Yeah, because you're going to need a lot of things to support that.
It's going to be just a raw intelligence check from K2,
Sweet.
and then a raw wisdom check from Thale,
Sure.
Okay.
and then a intelligence check with proficiency at disadvantage, well, maybe, depending on the rolls of the previous 2, to see if he can actually successfully make it.
Alright.
I'm gonna go ahead and do this real quick. Give myself some owl's wisdom. Does that help me with this? Yeah, this is for checks.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I will do Fox's cunning.
Guidance.
Hell yeah.
It's Darkalion. He's been here the whole time.
Yes.
I've had nothing better to do.
Ah, shit. Oh, wait, no, I clicked strength. Why did I click strength?
Strength.
Good thing it was the wrong one.
And I'll roll the guidance just to have it, just to see.
Do we both get guidance?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 18. I'll take it.
I also got an 18.
18. Oh yeah.
Okay, well, I mean, the DC was 18.
Woo!
So,
Hell yeah!
so now, Thale can roll the intelligence check normally.
Okay, and that's intelligence plus my proficiency, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And guidance.
And Bardic Inspiration.
Sweet. So yeah, that's just 1d20 plus 7.
Nice. Good start.
Yep. And then how much is your bardic inspiration die?
It's a D6.
Okay. So 24. I'll just throw that on there. Just all right. 27.
Woo!
Well, the
Nice.
DC was 25, so...
Hell yeah.
Fuck. We now have a portable mass driver. Oh god.
Yeah, I mean, that's... You successfully make a enhanced version of a crossbow that can fire a larger piece of ammunition further.
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna call it the Mark K2.
I like it.
What's funny is that would literally look...
I was thinking more yeah,
That's fair.
I don't like those K's in such close proximity, though.
yeah. We'll just put it in. We'll replace the third K with a 2.
There you go. I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah, let's do that.
Cool. Who's gonna use this baby?
It's a great question.
I mean, I do have crossbows. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if we used one of my crossbows as like the base for the prototype.
Well,
I would
If
say that
you
you
use-
have to gain proficiency to use this thing effectively.
Oh,
That's
is this like an
I
exotic?
would just like,
Yeah,
I was
it's,
saying
it's
qualify
not
as
a
an
normal
exotic
fucking
weapon.
crossbow.
Fuck.
wait, but I'm able to operate it properly. I just did. So like that was what my check was for, wasn't it?
No,
To make sure I can operate it properly.
No, it's to make it, my love.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. It was a check to make sure that that K2 could articulate the idea behind it, and then a check to make sure you could understand what he was articulating, and then a check to make it.
okay.
That's all that those 3 checks were.
Okay. Well, how much more free time do we have?
I would say that would take like 3 weeks.
Okay, so we've got 7 left.
Well, not quite, because you've made gloves.
Oh yeah,
You've made
yeah, my gloves.
a whip.
I'm a spear.
You've
and
made
my
a
whip.
spear. And
Well-
all of those take about 2 weeks each, I think, to make.
While he's building shit, I will be practicing on
Yeah.
the range.
That works.
Yeah, it's really funny to think about too, because it's such a delayed reaction. I feel like it takes a couple seconds for it to build up the energy to actually fire the projectile.
This is where I take another feat from Valda's and
my
take
God.
the Renaissance feat, so I can just use all of the fucking like gun spells.
Oh yeah. Instant reload. What about Hey dude just laying down covering fire?
Take glyph of warning and just put a glyph inside of every piece of ammunition. Haha, explosive bolt. Pow!
Alright. Anything else that Serenix is making?
Yeah, see, Krista's not that imaginative. And Salvix now doesn't do armor. No.
Alright. Moving on then.
All right,
Mhm.
the crafting interlude is over. Back to the political intrigue.
So the two Maravane family
Members.
representatives have convinced Thava to meet you at one of the Maravane fortresses in a day.
Perfect.
Oop.
Fuck. What do you mean fuck?
I dropped something.
Good over
All
there.
right.
love?
Yeah.
Try not to drop things, God. That's how floods happen.
Do it again. All right. So
The
you
Great
guys.
Flood was editorialized after to be intentional, and not just oh shit.
Oh shit.
Hey, I just dropped something. It's gonna fall really slow in your time, but it just hit. Build a boat. What? You heard me? Who is this? Don't worry about it.
Alright, we go and talk to her.
All right. So yeah, you guys head to the stronghold. Easy enough for you guys and your army of Maravanes to get inside. And I'd say a couple hours later, Thava would arrive. She does arrive with a small
Contingent.
escort.
Yeah.
Because obviously.
What? No, you mean the commander of military
What?
forces just walks around, completely unsupervised?
I mean, it's mostly for others' protection.
I'm fair.
Never said she was the one being
She's very much a capable fighter. But you have to have witnesses to self-defense and not murder. So,
Fair.
Solid.
Cool. I am going to cast Glibness and Eagle Splendor on myself.
Fair.
Okay.
Whoop.
Yeah.
No.
Goodness isn't a
God.
concentration spell, but
Nope. And even if it was, doesn't matter.
oh yeah, that's right. You've got the double concentration feat now. They're not feet, but
Boon.
same diff.
So I like to think that we're in like a like a like a meeting room, like at a table.
Yeah.
And she comes in, and I say, welcome. Please take a seat. Which is a huge power move because this is her family stronghold.
Yeah.
A huge power move. This is her friendly stronghold. I'm holding the ancestral spear of her draconic progenitor.
And also her long lost brother.
I'm not holding him. He's just here.
He's just on your other shoulder.
That would be weird.
No, I'm holding him, obviously.
There you go.
With her pinky.
Hold him gently, like potato.
Alright. So,
Just full Princess Carrie too.
she glares at you for a second, and then goes, I don't need your permission. Thank you. Who are you?
It is nice to meet you. I am a arbiter of sorts, here to help bridge a gap.
Oh, this
You
will
may
be
call
good.
me K2.
She just leans back in the chair and just says, well, what gaps are we trying to bridge today?
Well, the way that I see it, until recently, your family has been pretty divided. They have become less divided over the last few weeks, thanks to my help. And the help of your brother here.
She's just glaring at Tarhoon.
The hope is to convince you to bury the hatchet, as it may, as your other families have done so that the Maravane family can once again stand united. Another power move using her house oath against her.
Piling on the fuck yous tonight.
I don't have to.
Oh no, I enjoy every moment of it. No
Mm.
judge. Enjoyment.
I have no issues standing as a united family. My main issues lie in the fact that Tarhoon is a conspirator against the Empire.
Well, there's a problem right there. You find yourself more loyal to the Empire than you do to your own family.
I don't see that as an issue.
Maybe not now, but it is something that will become a problem in the future. The winds are changing. This petty squabble with the mainland over an island in the Sarnathi Sea doesn't exactly scream the best interests of the people of Sarnath. The people's opinion of the Emperor is at an all-time low. Even your own members of your family seem to have their own opinions when it comes to the Emperor. Opinions that they have all come to the same conclusion. All of them except for So, this is what we are offering you. The Empire is not going to be around much longer. We are offering you a lifeboat. You could go down with the ship, or you could get to safety with your family. United once again, you could rise back to the glory your family name once had, and see the prosperous future that lies after the fall of the Empire.
Make a persuasion check.
Am I still at advantage?
It's been less than an hour, yeah.
Okay. Well, I wasn't sure if, like, because I'm basically asking this woman to go against everything she believes in, if it would be at advantage.
Oh, I suppose, yeah. Yeah, I'd say make it normal.
Okay, normal. That's why I did that. So that wouldn't be a disadvantage. And that becomes a 31 because I can't roll higher or lower than a 15.
Right.
Jesus.
Like the one caveat, like it doesn't say it in the spell that like if you have disadvantage it doesn't work, but like you could rule it that way that because I would have disadvantage, it could like supersede the glibness, but then I countered that with the enhance ability, so now it's straight roll, minimum of 31.
She kind of chuckles to herself a little bit. She goes, "Well, you certainly talk with a prosperous future in mind, and I really admire that. If you have managed to unite my simple-minded family one way or the other, props to you." I believe my loyalties are set where they are, at least for the time being. But if you... I just don't ever see the Empire falling, personally. If evidence comes up that may be happening, then my family is willing to support me, so be it. Then we'll make our great leave and go on with our lives. But I just don't see it happening. But it was a nice speech. The hope is definitely there, and it seems that whatever imagery, ideals you have in mind for the goings-on of the Empire doesn't have a lot of backing behind it.
I would say it has quite a bit of backing. Including your house, we have the backing of 3 of the 5 major houses of the nobility. And that's just the Dragonborn. We also have the backing of the common folk as well. Problem with nobility is that they don't realize that the people at the bottom are the foundation of their nation. And when the people's trust in the nation crumbles, so does the whole structure. It might be nice at the top of the pile, but when it all comes crumbling down, the top is the last place you want to be.
I hardly believe that the common folk of the Empire are complaining. Things in the Empire are smoother than ever currently. And once this war is over this swath of land on an island that rightfully belongs to the Empire, then we can rejoice in a strong, unified empire.
Josh, can I make an insight check? Is like this level of fanaticism, like this is like cult level. Like, is she like
Lost in the sauce, basically.
yeah, lost in the sauce? Is she magically compelled, or is just that this is just her ideals? And
This is just her. Yeah, she's just so dogmatic for the Empire that it to make it an impossibility.
Go ahead and make an insight check.
22.
Okay. I'd say that would be high enough to kind of gauge her whereabouts mentally. So she seems to resonate with your idea of peaceful life after the Empire. She just doesn't see the Empire going anywhere. She firmly believes everything that she said in that respect. You do, however, sense that she's not 100% convinced herself that the common folk are as happy as she's saying they are. She seems to just be kind of trying to reinforce her thoughts behind it by stating the words.
Have you seen the state?
It'll come true.
Have you seen the state of what goes on in New South alone?
As far as what?
There's been no small amount in the increase of crime. People starve in the streets while the rich have everything. You starve a people long enough, deny them the simple pleasures they should be allowed simply by living, they will take them. They will not be kind to those who have hoarded them for themselves. The common folk are not, in fact, a happy group. But they have been leaderless for quite a long time. No decree from the palace has ever helped them in recent years, or when it has been almost immediately rescinded. The wealth of the crown was taken, or the wealth of the noble was taken by Emperor Zetrios, but only to fuel the projects of the palace and the military. Not a red cent saw actual benefit to the actual people. And each and every military campaign that the Empire wages for its own ego, countless sons and daughters die. The Empire is not only complicit in each and every one of their deaths. They may as well have struck with the knife themselves. The Empire is a dying dragon, desperate to hold on to any amount of its hoard it thinks it can grasp onto, but no amount of wealth will save it.
While Savix was giving his speech, K2 would have subtle cast Eagle Splinter on him.
I
I just didn't
I-
want to
I-
break through the mojo.
no. I don't technically need it, but also 100%
Oh, okay.
fair because you would have no reason to know that I don't.
Right, yeah.
Go ahead and make a persuasion check. Normal.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay.
I love seeing that +1 charisma.
Yep.
I appreciate the feedback on the state of the common folk. It's admittedly I don't go out too often to converse with them. If they are unhappy, that could be part of the reason that I am dispatched with a security escort from the palace now. This is certainly something I will bring up in our next council so that we can proceed to create orders that will benefit those at the bottom and keep our great empire from crumbling in on itself.
That's understandable. I wouldn't want you to take us at face value anyway. I say, do your own research. Ask your questions. Look at the state of the common folk with objective eyes. We will contact you in a week to see what your final decision is. However, I will say, if you reveal the nature and, well, existence of this meeting today with the Emperor or the Rigroon family? Is that how you pronounce it?
Rigriun.
Rigroon family. This offer of a lifeboat will become void. Do you understand?
Completely.
Then it was nice to meet you. We will be in touch.
She sits up as if she's getting ready to stand before she pauses and looks at Tarhoon, and they make eye contact for a brief second, and then she just gets up and leaves.
Haha, another power move. Dismissed you from your own house.
This.
That's 3, baby! Turkey!
The rule of 3. She has to be on our side now, right? Rule of 3, Josh. Has to work.
I'm not gonna lie, you guys say rule of three, and I just think of something very fucking different. So I'm just like, what? It's fine.
And it's just 3 is a very common literary device. And just after a minute, just not entirely certain how sweet she was. She was.
She was shook. I think your speech might have been the final push she needed, but she won't know for sure until she sees it with her own eyes. That's
If
why I
she
decided
wants
to.
to look.
I think she'll look. I get the sense that she believes in the Empire for the good that it can be, and it's not until she sees how the Empire has squandered its power that she'll be able to turn from it.
Entirely possible we could perhaps color that perspective. Organize some sort of open protest against the war.
That might be a good call, actually.
That, and should the response from the oppressing force go poorly, could dovetail nicely into an inciting event. Again, not that I'm joyous at the idea.
You see K2 go into a wicked grin. He says, Salvix, how diabolical. As if he was thinking the same thing, but like wasn't gonna say it because he didn't want to put it out there.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Salvix does not match that. There is kind of a slight hint of concern. Of just like, oh god. Like, already internally knowing that he doesn't like the idea, but it is a possibility.
Yep. And now if it happens, K2 doesn't have to take responsibility. It was Salvix's idea.
Ah,
Fuel the fire
man,
of
all
war.
along.
We can only hope that doesn't necessarily come to pass, but it
Oh
might.
no, of course not. It would be a tragedy.
We're not going out there seeking that result, is the point I'm trying to make.
I completely agree.
I'm not sure you do.
I'm kidding, Salvix. I just thought it was funny that you brought it up. I wasn't expecting it.
Fair enough. Nevertheless, I'm gonna have Pawn spread the word on his network.
Probably get some of the tradesmen to join in too. They stop work and shit kind of shuts down.
Exactly. Organize a workers' protest, I guess not. Strike. That's the right word, yes. What? What?
Nothing. That was me actually holding back a sneeze. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Oh, it did. It sounded like a snicker.
yeah.
That's funny.
No.
Okay. Well, suppose in absentia of a definitive response, that's the best we can probably do. Attempt to arrange things in such a way that it is impossible to ignore.
Yeah. We should also have Pond send the message through to his spies within the palace to keep an eye out just in case Thava does decide to spill the bean.
Correct. I mean, I also... He does have the Emperor's ear. I think if she were to do it, she probably would not be in such a public way as a council meeting. So... Galen and Zafira would have no way of knowing. Explicitly.
Those are the two shadows, right?
No, those are the heads of the family we already have.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
No.
Gellin and Saphira, I see. Yeah, I just wasn't looking. Yeah.
No, yeah, you're good.
Oh, I didn't even think that they would be on the council. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I assumed it would just be the council that the fucking emperor chooses, not one from every fucking royal branch. That makes more sense. I was picturing like the fucking like King's Council from like Game of Thrones, where it's like specific people the king has picked to like run his
That's
country,
fair.
so he doesn't have to.
No, that's fair. No, yeah, it is an organization of the royal families.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Let's head back to camp before someone catches onto our trail and follows us back there. To the
Right.
winds!
Fly away! Yeah, K2 just takes off. We're all still okay.
Okay,
Yes,
bye.
What's the spell that just turns us into fast-moving clouds?
Windwalk.
Windwalk. We just cast Windwalk on all of us. It's like, let's go!
What? Weird going from 300 plus pounds to nearly weightless.
And 300 feet per movement.
Yeah.
600 feet around. Holy shit! It's not quite fast travel. It's the next best thing.
Yeah. Cool.
You-
Yeah. Yeah, I guess through Pond we can organize some kind of like open protest and a worker strike as well. Obviously,
I mean,
coterminous. Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, Serenix can do that as well. Serenix, I'm good at workman talk at, yes.
workman talk. Yes, I'm just not allowed at the cloth cover. Nice. It's fine.
Yeah. I
Let me
wonder
guess. You set something on fire.
why. No, it's one of Salvix and Serenix's siblings that Serenix does not get along with.
I'm not allowed to. I
Yes,
get stabbed if I try. Okay.
Yes, our sister
That's
will
funny.
stab her. She keeps a pair of her shears very sharp for that reason alone.
Sewing like scissors made for cloth should not be that sharp.
You know, I just kind of assumed it was just the two of you. Do you guys have any other siblings?
So
Yes.
okay, my dude.
And have you thought to ask them for help in this endeavor? Would any of them like help with this?
They are all mostly lay people and craftsmen.
Well, that doesn't mean
I mean, that's why
They
they're
can't
gonna
help.
with the strength thingy. It's more
I-
of
would not feel comfortable endangering the rest of my family in the way that Sarnax and I are.
All right, that's fair.
They are not.
He has no choice with me. I refuse to leave.
That is true. They are not gifted as we are.
Yeah. I would just say, like something a bit more subtle way of helping. Like if this sibling of yours does run like a textiles shop or mill. What is it?
More of a shop.
Shop. Well, I mean maybe they could supply like a simple form of unification between the common folks to unionize behind, like a symbol, like a
Oh,
like
that's
an
already made.
like an armband or a button or something. Oh, you already made that? Oh, okay.
Well,
Yeah.
we have our banner, but
Well,
I didn't think about the unification of
I was like more than
the
just
simple.
yeah, like
yeah.
more than just a banner. It's like something that everybody could wear.
It's not a bad idea, actually.
I'm
So
just
technically, it's not something people are wearing, but kind of already exists. Yeah.
Hmm?
So the main reason why I'm able to tell which people would actually help us, when we're in town, is they have little sunrises on their signs.
Oh, okay. So
I never
like,
noticed that.
That's the point.
so would that be like something that you would be okay making a bit more public, like make like a sunrise
mean-
symbol?
Well, I think the sunrise is more valuable to be more subtle.
Okay.
The symbology I made for us is it's effectively like an ember of a flame wrapped in dragon's wings.
Okay. Then something like that, where it's and then like this clothing shop could help kind of mass produce it to get it out to the masses, so
Mm-hmm.
you can really see how many people
No,
care and want change.
we can
That's
certainly do
a
that.
good idea.
No, hadn't occurred to me. It's a good thing we found a lot of you, otherwise we'd be woefully unprepared for what's about to happen. Phew.
Well,
Not exactly a logistics person myself.
Logistics is what my people do best.
So I noted, yes. With your very detailed maps. Well, suppose we can arrange that then.
I think there was a general back in the day that said victory is in the details. I don't know. Something I read in a book once.
Yeah.
I could also be butchering the quote. I don't remember.
It isn't one that's familiar to me, so I couldn't tell you either way. Okay. You said you'd give her a week, so we need to organize this protest within a week's time.
Yeah, I think a week should be enough time to kind of get the word out.
Correct. It will take our sister some time to manufacture en masse, but it's entirely possible.
Well, actually, we would want to organize it in less than a week. Because if I was going to contact her in a week, then we want to organize it and have it happen for her to see before I contact.
Correct.
Yeah.
It can still be done. Our sister will likely be able to apply multiple textile shops in order to produce faster.
I'm just saying, I mean, your sibling might be a bit more open to mass producing this stuff if they find out how rich you guys suddenly are.
Ugh.
She makes more money than we do. She's already kind of rich.
Right, but like,
she's not. She's comfortably wealthy. We are extravagant, Serenix.
Oh yeah, I kind of forget about that.
well, new money.
I wouldn't say she's any more well off than her parents.
I mean, to be honest, there's a difference between wealthy and rich.
I suppose.
Like, wealthy is like more of like a status thing, where like rich is you just have a lot of money.
Hmm.
That's what you
Fair
guys
enough.
are. You just have a lot of money.
Fair enough. It would also stand to reason she makes more money than we do, considering that we are not in a business that exactly makes coin.
We're not in a business. Yeah.
Exactly.
Who would have thought that the revolution business wouldn't be a cash cow?
Ugh.
Damn.
I mean, depending on the reasons for a revolution, I suppose it could be. But at that point, it's less revolutionary and more just ransacking.
I'm just thinking of like the Princess Bride. It's like there's not a lot of money in revenge.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much the vibe I was going for there. Right. Time to organize protests and shit.
And break.
And I'm about to break.
Okay. So, how do you want to do this?
Carefully.
Holy shit! We already killed them.
All the protesters. Wait a minute.
when you're reading a book and you accidentally skip a page. Whoa!
Oh, so much shit has happened. What the fuck? Oh no. I mean, mainly it's just getting the word out, which we could have Pawn do surreptitiously, or
We also just bought a shit ton of food from those traders that came through camp, so we can like
True.
offer like free food to people that want to participate in the protest.
we'll give you a sandwich and $5.
Dude, that's how they fucking did it in France. It was like, here, have a loaf of bread, protest.
Yeah.
I'll give him a shirt for a grilled cheese.
Which was like doubly ironic because like that was like the biggest like thing that was like the straw that broke the camel's back was the increased taxing on bread in France.
Right, yeah, because we can have like that via Gil and Celestigos. We could have like the church kind of like on the sly, like, hey, there's a thing going on if you're unhappy with the state of the state.
That would be a good way to explain where the free food is coming from. Is it's charity from the church.
True. That is true. Yeah. Yeah. Free food and a snazzy new armband if you protest. Okay.
Hey guys, I think this revolution is starting to take shape.
Right. Which shape? Hexagon. it's made of 6 triangles, therefore it is 6 times as strong as 1 triangle. I know how math works.
Whoa.
Whoa. So yeah, I guess we kind of set up a
My
little
sister's laughing at me. It's fine now.
It's fine. Yeah, I guess we set up a little charity thing. Spread the word of the protest that way.
Okay. Given your expansive network, I'd say no check required. Word spread quickly.
My expansive network, both K2 and Salvix having incredible persuasion modifiers.
Mm-hmm.
Having the backing of literally the church.
Yep.
Wild how that happens.
I know, right?
And also the low guard presence in the city.
That too. Yeah.
Unless all the guards came back in the last 2 months. They were never seen or heard from again.
They happened upon some feral lizard folk and
Dude, if those guards ever come back, they're gonna be like, "What the fuck happened? It's a different country now."
you're gonna die, motherfuckers! Ah, shit! Yeah.
Yeah. Word spreads quickly of this protest to be happening in a few days.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, and I assume it's probably K2 and I really doing most of the charity work because we am good at talk to people, at least stat wise. Yeah. I assume meanwhile Serenix is going around to the tradesmen and is trying to organize a strike at roughly the same time.
I mean, it's literally just like, hey, instead of just working, why don't you just come for food, come for the festivities, and just fucking
why don't you just... Yeah, our protest is just a street carnival. It's not a bad
that's
idea,
what
though.
some of them... No, that's what a lot of them end up turning into anyways, until, police and guards...
Police and guard.
Yeah.
Exactly.
What? 3 days after the meeting, we'll say, with Thaba, anybody that would be in Sarnath can make a perception check.
The city or the country?
Do Sarnath, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was like,
Yeah, we're all in the country.
we're all in the country. What is happening? What is falling from the sky?
You said
I thought that was
perception?
last
I'm
session.
sorry, love.
Yeah, right?
Oh,
Wow,
Hey,
okay.
Yeah.
fuck yeah.
Holy shit.
We're on a roll.
Yeah, so I would say that all of you, easily, including
Yep.
Darkalion.
I just always figured Darkalion is just basically being our silent bodyguard.
Yep.
Basically, I have nothing better to do.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys would see Thava would emerge from the castle, from the palace, leaving her escort behind as she ventures out into the streets alone.
She have like a shawl over her, like Princess Jasmine?
No, she doesn't make any effort to hide herself.
Oh, okay.
She is armed and armored.
Yeah, I feel like this whole thing for Salvix is just like, there's something that's about to happen and I don't know what.
Yeah, she notably on her back is a very heavily decorated halberd, and she does also have a short sword at her side. That is in a sheath, so you can't tell what it is, but you're assuming if it's along the same level of decorative. It's
Or, yeah.
probably a very valuable sword.
I'm assuming it's decorative, but not so much so that it's impractical.
Correct. Yeah, it looks nice, but it is still very wieldable.
A functional weapon. Gotcha.
Yeah.
It's usable, pretty.
And her combat prowess is notified around that halberd and sword as well.
Mhm.
She's one of the only people that is capable of using both at the same time.
Oh, terrifying.
Someone took a specific feat.
Very specific, yeah.
And she is wearing her ornated plate armor that she wears, showing her house
Mhm.
status. And yeah, she just comes out, stands there for a few minutes looking around before just kind of walking off into the crowd.
Do any of us notice any shadows that might be present?
It's funny that you ask,
Haha.
Yeah.
because a few minutes later,
I have been making myself a public presence.
Denthanus emerges from the palace as well.
Which one is that?
The red.
The red, thank you.
Yeah, the one that threw Edward.
Yep. He emerges from the palace and walks down the palace stairs.
Gotcha.
And then he stops at the bottom and glances around, like, quickly. And then he locks eyes with somebody that you guys didn't initially see. Somebody that's just kind of sitting on a bench nearby.
Mhm.
And you guys would be too far away to hear, but Serenix, I know you have the observant feat.
Yeah.
So you would be able to make out Denthanos' what he says to this man, because he's facing toward you, but his head is turned, so you can still see his expression. And you can tell that he asked him, "What did you call me?" Before beginning to approach him.
Oh no.
And the person on the bench gets up and takes a step forward, and from out of a nearby alleyway, re-emerging is Thava, as she just has her short sword drawn and just puts it up to Denthanos at his chest, just telling him to stop.
Ooh.
Who's the dude who was talking shit?
Just a local.
Nice.
Ah,
I love him.
Jim Comer.
Locals 2020.
So wait, did the local call Denthanu something, or the other way around?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. There was an insult thrown towards Denthanos. Denthanos, what the fuck you say? Starts, getting up in
Getting
business.
up in it.
Yeah.
And then
And
she's
then
like,
Thava came out, was like, no. And
Shut
then,
it down.
Yeah. And then you would see the local would respond after a few seconds. Like, he looks intimidated by the presence of Denthanos, regardless of what he said. And he just said, you would see him mouth out, because you still can't hear it. You would see he says, "This is why I called you the Emperor's dog."
oh my god.
Oh shoot.
At which point, Denthanos, clearly angered, pushes Thava's sword out of the way and just headbutts the local, just
Crumples.
cracking his skull.
Like open?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh fuck.
Like, just completely shatters his skull. Brain matter goes flying out, and his body just crumbles to the ground. And then he like turns in a rage toward the crowd, and Thava just pulls out her halberd this time and just clips him in the back of the knee and says, "No, you're not doing this. Go home."
Ooh, that is.
And he just like angrily like composes himself and in a rage just walks off toward the slums.
Stomps off.
But making sure to get one last kick in to the dead guy on the ground.
Nobody reacts to
That's
the
gonna
guy that
upset
just
so
died.
many people.
Well, everybody's stunned. And then as they walk off, Thaba like calls over some of the guard to quickly move the body out as people begin shouting.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh.
K2, do you have a way to track Grantonos?
Well, I was about to say, so seeing that, seeing that, Fava had just diffused the situation and we weren't about to see a fucking massacre happen, K2, seeing Denthanus, go stalking off in the direction of the slums, K2 would go invisible and follow from above.
Yeah. So yeah, Salvik's going to do that as he just feels like the air moving where K2 once was, and just okay, cool. Yeah. I'll at the very least I'll stay here to make sure that things don't boil over too much.
Okay.
And I would like to follow the shadow back to the prison. Where is it?
Where are the drugs?
All right. Go ahead and make a perception check.
Sure. I think for this, what I'm gonna do is I am going to cast. Oh, well, okay. Let me ask you this, Josh. So like spellcasting rules, someone can't be under the effect of the same spell twice. Would that count for enhance ability if I choose different effects?
Yes.
Okay. So I can only have advantage on one stat. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I'm flying, so I'm probably fine. Yeah, I'll do enhance ability, wisdom, Owl's wisdom. Give myself advantage on this.
Sure.
Ugh.
Well, you can re-roll that using a sorcery point.
I sure can. Yeah, that's better. I mean, he can't beat that. He's an opposing figure.
Yeah, that's high enough. You're surprised at how long it takes you to kind of figure out which way he went, but you do end up spotting him at some point after a short while and follow him back to the slums area. The other three of you that are kind of just hanging out nearby, all of this went down. Definitely a lot of shouting as people are they're very angry over, somebody just getting fucking killed.
Yeah.
Out in the open, nonetheless. And Thaba eventually, after a few minutes of trying to defuse the crowd, is basically forced back inside the palace.
Okay.
And it takes a little while, but eventually the crowd does disperse.
Okay.
K2, you follow Denthanus. You follow him for quite a while as he seems to kind of retrace a path around and around.
Ah, heat path. Nice.
Before eventually vanishing into... well, he disappears into a building.
Sure.
Through
Is it like
an entrance that you can't really tell is there, because he walks through a wall.
Does it do like I lose sight of him, or is he just like pass through a wall that looks solid?
He passes through a wall that looks solid. So you do lose sight of him at that point.
Got it. Cool. I will just continue to watch, just in case he comes back out. And then if like nothing happens for like a couple hours, then I'll just leave after noting the location of the building and the surroundings, so I can find the building again.
Okay. He doesn't come back out in that time, but you do notice that a kobold emerges about an hour afterward and begins making their way towards the palace.
Oh, I want the revenge so much.
This is not that kobold.
Well, I mean, I wasn't sure if I knew what he looked like.
You would have gotten a glimpse of him, because at one point he was he wasn't invisible.
That's true. Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
So this isn't Manslayer.
No, this is not Manslayer. This one is a rather heavily armored kobold. Whereas Manslayer was not.
Interesting.
Clink, 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 clink.
Yeah.
Pots and pans.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Cool.
Yeah, what do you mean? That's just kobold heavy armor.
Yeah, exactly.
Magical
cool.
kobold heavy armor is just shiny pots and pans.
Yeah, then I'll just head back and meet back up with the group. If the protest is still going at its aggressive state, I'll join in, but I'll share with the party that I found a lead as to where the prison might be, and also, is there another kobold in the shadows that like wears a shit ton of heavy armor?
When you get back, the protest is not still going.
Okay, I figured it might have dissipated, but
Hmm.
so then yeah, I'll just meet up with the party and ask my question.
It's possible, I suppose. I never saw that one.
Oh, okay. I can remember if you knew all of them or just some of them.
Mm-mm.
Fair enough. All right. Well,
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if they have heavily armored, might be a cleric amongst their ranks.
did I notice the kobold have any like holy symbols at all?
If you... No, I would say you wouldn't have noticed.
Okay.
What deity, I don't know. I don't imagine it would be Dreckenmare, but
Maybe like a lesser Sarnathi deity.
perhaps. I mean, there has been, I suppose,
Is there like a kobold deity, like the one who scavenges or something? I don't know.
The only other possible thing I could think of is there was incidents. shortly after the ravaging of old Sarnath of cultic-like activity, revering the thing that devastated old Sarnath as a deity. Maybe there's something there, maybe there's not, I'm not entirely sure. As far as the kobold or lizardfolk pantheons, I'm not entirely certain.
Got it.
That's
I don't think so, but they might have their own deities or patron spirits and whatnot.
We could ask Pod. He would probably know, being a kobold himself.
Well, Pawn, he might. As far as I know, Pawn did actually used to be a cleric of Dragonmay.
So even more likely to know of any lesser kobolds
True.
idols.
True, yeah. Right,
Cool.
Anyways, we should head back.
Today was I'd call this a mixed success, looking at like the red patch of blood and brain matter where the dead body used to be.
Yes.
It
It is unfortunate that they met Dentanos.
was a good
Yes.
thing Fava was there to de-escalate it, though, and hopefully that will help her see the way that things are.
I should hope so.
All right. Let's return to camp.
Yay! Camp time.
All right.
Camp.
You guys make your way back to camp, and we'll go ahead and end session here.
Woo!
Oh my.
Sounds good. So I will end the recording here. So thank you guys for watching, and we will catch you next week.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.